Hey, gang, welcome back to Loan Officer Freedom, number one podcast for loan officers in North America today. Thanks so much for all of you for the great reviews. I appreciate it. And thanks for helping share the word about the podcast all these years. So, anyway, I'm your host, Carl White. And today we're wrapping up a three-part series that I'm doing solo here. We've got guests coming up. This was just on my mind to do here at the beginning of the year, so I wanted to do it. So this is the last of three-part series here to kick off 2025. So, and if you've been following along, which I hope you have, we've been covering some really powerful topics. In episode one, we talked about overcoming the fear and taking action, like feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Episode two, we explored how to claim the success that you deserve, right? And building confidence and believing in your worth, right? And today we're diving into the final piece of the puzzle, which is the power of the community or the power of an accountability group. I think that's what I call this, the power of an accountability group. So here's the truth. No one achieves success alone, whether it's a mentor or a mastermind group or an accountability group. Surrounding yourself with the right people can be the difference between spinning your wheels and building unstoppable momentum, right? That's what you want to do. You don't want to be wasting your time doing something that just feels good. You want to actually be having like results, unstoppable momentum. And the idea, the plan, by the end of this episode, you'll understand how or why accountability works and how programs like, can be a little bit biased here, how programs like our Call Stars can help you take that consistent action that would get you the results. And we're going to talk about how to find your tribe to achieve big things this year. So let's start with the basics. Why does accountability matter? So there's something very powerful about knowing someone is watching or checking in on your progress, and it's called the Hawthorne Effect. And it's that we perform better when we know other people are watching. So, like if you're out playing a game of golf, or if I'm asking you to walk a mile, and if you're out doing it by yourself, you probably do pretty good time. But if you know that all your friends and family are watching you do it, and they've got a time clock, right, and they're timing you, you're going to get better results, right? That's called the Hawthorne effect. We do better, we get more results when we know that others are watching us. So as loan officers, one of the biggest challenges we face is, working alone. And that's probably more so now than ever, ever since the big COVID thing and the lockdowns and everybody started working remote. That's kind of a good thing in a way. And frankly, it's been kind of a challenging thing in a way. So, because the big challenge that we face when working alone is it's very easy. It's the natural state of things to procrastinate or let fear stop you when no one's there to hold you accountable. So, I mean, think about it. Like, how many times have you avoided making prospecting calls because you felt nervous, right? We've all done that. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. And then tomorrow never comes, right? We've all done that too. And this is where accountability comes in. So when you're part of a group, you're not just accountable to yourself, right? Because we'll let ourselves down. I'll let Carl down a lot, but I won't let you down, right? And I know you're the same way. And so you're not just accountable to yourself, you're accountable to the group. And that extra layer of accountability helps keep you consistent even when motivation is low. Let me say that again. It helps keep you consistent even when motivation is low. That's a really big deal. Now, on this accountability, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. This is not where people are yelling and screaming, right? I mean, there's people that do that, and I suppose it works, like with some people. I've never been a yelling and a screaming kind of guy. That never motivates me. If somebody yells or screams at me, frankly, my natural tendency is to do the opposite, right? Even if it's not good for me, right? So accountability is not just about the pressure. For me, it's about the encouragement. So when you see or I see, like when we see others in the group taking action, it inspires you to do the same thing. It reminds you reminds us that we're not alone in this journey. So let me kind of pivot here just for a second and talk about one of the most effective accountability groups that I've ever seen, and it's called Call Stars. Right, that's part of our Mortgage Marketing Animals membership. They get it for free. Right, it's a free thing for the members. And here's how it works. So loan officers from all across the country join in a live Zoom call. We do two of these a day. One for people that's in the Eastern and Central time, and then one for people in Mountain and West Coast time. So we have all these loan officers join a live Zoom call to make their prospecting calls together in real time. And what we do is we spend the first 10 minutes like, hey, here's today, here's the calls that we're making today, here's the scripts. They give the scripts in the chat. You download the scripts. Here's today's scripts, and here's who you're calling. And we spend about 10 minutes doing that. And then it's like, all right, everybody turn down your speakers, mute your microphones, leave your cameras on, and we're all sitting there dialing for dollars all together all around the country. It's a really, really cool thing. And we find that the environment is structured, it's focused, and it's very high energy. And we have facilitators, oftentimes it's myself, there to keep everybody on track. And the group just, cheers everybody on in the chat. Hey, I just got another appointment, just got another referral. Hey, somebody just gave me a rebuttal of this. What should I say next time? Or an objection of this? What's the rebuttal you would get? And we're like cheering each other on. It's a really powerful thing. And because it's like everybody's working toward the same goal, which is connecting with prospects and building their business, right? Nice and simple. So why does it work so well? Well, I think, having an accountability group, whichever accountability group you choose to participate in, you got to do one. And you want to do one because they work so well. And they work so well because like it eliminates the isolation that often comes with prospecting. So a lot of times people put off prospecting because it's an isolating event. So instead of sitting all alone at your desk all by yourself, wondering if you're the only one struggling to pick up the phone, right? You're surrounded by a group of people doing the exact same thing. Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. In fact, let me, here's a quick story that I just love about one of our members using Call Stars, David. So David, so David had some serious call reluctance. I can relate to David, right? I kind of chuckle a little bit because David reminds me of myself at the beginning of my journey. And David, like myself, had some serious call reluctance. He'd spend hours planning his calls and putting together his vision board and getting everything ready, getting ready to get ready, but he never actually made the calls. And when he joined us on Call Stars, everything changed, right? Seeing others make calls gave him the courage to take action. And in the first session, after only 3 calls, using the scripts, David landed a coffee meeting with a top producing real estate agent. And by his third session, he made 13 calls and he secured 2 new realtor partnerships on the third day, right? So it just flat out works. Now, I want you to understand that David's results weren't just about his numbers, right, which are really good. The accountability group gave him the confidence and, well, the accountability he needed to keep showing up, right? That's the magic of an accountability group, like Call Stars. So it's not just about making calls; it's about being a part of a community that lifts you up and keeps you moving forward. Now, let's zoom out just for a minute and talk about why being part of the right group is so important. This is a critical part. So here's what happens when you're surrounded with people who share your goals, right? So number one, positive peer pressure. When you know the group is counting on you, well, it's a lot harder to skip out, right? Because they're counting on you, right? The pressure there is to keep you consistent because they're counting on you to show up, and you're counting on them to show up. So positive peer pressure, right? You don't want to be in a negative group. Number two, shared knowledge. right? So every member of the group brings unique experiences and insights, and you'll learn strategies and tips that you might not have ever thought on your own. And so here you have like hundreds of loan officers that participate in this across the country, and they each bring different. Hey, next time somebody says this, try saying that, or next time somebody does this, here I use this line, right? I use this script, this strategy, and it's really killer when you have all these people all together with sharing their knowledge openly back and forth. So you got number one, positive peer pressure. Number two, shared knowledge, and number three, momentum. Right? See, success is contagious. When you see others in the group making calls, making progress, getting results, getting referrals, increasing their closings, it inspires you to step up your game. And when you're making progress, making more calls, getting more closings, you're helping to inspire other people just getting started. But here's the key. Look, I don't know of a better way to say it. Not all groups are created equal. You got to be in a positive group, right? You need to find, like, you don't want a group that goes, well, it all sucks, and nobody's going to answer the phone and nobody wants to hear from me, which is all not true, right? We have countless stories, success stories of people doing this, and so it just flat out works. So you don't want to be in a negative Nelly group, right? So you need to find a group that aligns with your goals and your values. And frankly, I think that's what makes CallStar so effective. It's not just a random collection of people. It's a focused community of loan officers who are committed to taking action and growing their business and counting on you helping them. And frankly, you're counting on them helping you. So, all right, here's the big question. You said, Carl, how can I start leveraging accountability to grow my business in 2025? And I think this is a critical step. I really do. I think accountability it just doesn't work without it. So here's three simple. Number one, obvious enough, join an accountability group, right? Duh, right? Join an accountability group, right? Just try one. Before you say no to something, hell, take a peek inside, see what it's like. And if you're not a member of a group like Call Stars, and frankly, I don't know of another group that's like that, now's the time. Surround yourself with people who will encourage you, challenge you, teach you, learn from you, and celebrate each other's wins. Number two, set clear goals. So accountability works best when you're clear about what you're working toward. And we're going to help you write down your goals, and then write down your goals and share them with the group. And that helps inspires others, and others doing the same thing helps inspire you. So number one, join a group. Number two, set clear goals. Number three, show up, right? Show up consistently. The magic of accountability only happens if you commit to showing up and make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. That's the people that we see are just having massive growth in their business, even during times like what we're in right now. So when you're ready to experience the power of accountability for yourself, I'd love to invite you to take a peek inside our Call Stars program, look at our scripts, look at who we call, how we do it, and then decide if it's a good match for what you're doing. And I think it's a great match. So go to getmoreloans.com, getmoreloans.com, and I'm going to tell you, this is your chance to overcome call reluctance by making prospective calls in a supportive, high energy environment. Very, very powerful. Number two, build momentum through consistent action. And number three, connect with a very friendly community of loan officers who are just as committed to you as making 2025 their best year ever and helping you make 2025 your best year ever. Joining is really simple, easy. Just go to getmoreloans.com, getmoreloans.com to learn more and get started. That'll take you to a calendar. You pick out a time and day that works for you. Not a sales call. They'll just show you what's inside there. So getmoreloans.com. Let's take your prospecting, your business to the next level. It's your turn now. 2025 is your year. And boy, I just want this so badly for you, right? And I'm looking for people who want it for themselves just as much as I want it for you. So, hey, thanks so much for joining me on this final episode in this 3-part series. And again, in episode 1, we talked about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Episode number 2, we talked about how to claim the success that you deserve, that you're worthy of. And today we talked about accountability and community, how they can help you stay more consistent and not relying on motivation to achieve your goals. Discipline is what takes us to our goals, not motivation. Motivation wanes. So remember, you don't have to do this alone. When you surround yourself with the right people, it's my belief that amazing things can happen to you, perhaps just like they happened to me and thousands of other loan officers across the country. So getmoreloans.com. I'll talk to you on the inside. And until next time, keep moving forward. Make it a great day. And thanks so much for turning your other loan officer friends onto the podcast episode. And thanks so much for all those great reviews. So I appreciate you. Getmoreloans.com. I'll talk to you on the inside.